Yes, absolutely. You know, when they invest, they have returns on, and that's what they're thinking. Their returns are in other ways. It's not returns in building people up, helping people. That's the returns we need, not the colonial returns that we see in the government continue to do, because that's not our way. Our way is taking care of each other, and we need to do that. And I always believe in ceremonies, so we have ceremonies down at Crab Park, and Veron's been doing that for many, many years, I think decades probably now. And then the sacred fire is always there, and we need that more now than ever, because we need to lead with ceremony, we need to lead with those strong messages, and we cannot let anybody off the hook anymore from their responsibilities. Government has responsibilities, both federally, provincially, and the people that work in that system have responsibilities and accountability, and that's who elects them. So I wonder, with all the people here in the streets made their decision on who they're going to put in, who are they going to put in? There's thousands and thousands of people here. And then I just hope they're not, restricted in when they make their vote count. I'm not campaigning or anything like that, but it's just that that's how the system works, right? Yeah, that's how the system works, and we know what that system is. It's broken. It's broken because it caters to industry. It caters to the pipelines and the mining and the fracking. It doesn't invest back in the people. We have to stop the climate crisis that's happening, but we also have to stop the humanitarian crisis that's happening too, because our people are the first resource that any government has. They have to take care of the people. They take care of the people will take care of the streets, they take care of the city, they take care of each other. So my love goes out to all of you. A lot of my relatives are here. I had a relative pass away on Heatley Street a few weeks ago. So our missing, murdered women and Indigenous girls in Eastside are very sacred, very important. And that's the truth. Who's working on the systems here? Our women need to be protected. Our gender diverse people, our girls are ones that, they're life killers. That's why. Yes. So we got to take back our streets. We got to take back our homelands here. We got to take back our dignity, take back our respect, and also call upon the governments that they have to have that accountability.
Yes, accountability.
If you're not gonna watch me.
Oh, I'm listening.
What she's saying is, how can you deal with a lot of these complex problems living on the street when the services are based on you have to have an address, you have to have this, you need to bring them to the streets, you need to bring them to the people. Don't explain it with four walls.
Every day, man. Every day people are dying and they don't give a fuck.
Oh, we need to show the world this is the issue. In one of the biggest cities in Canada that this is going on. This is the truth of everything. And this is why Canada needs to invest in its people, not the Pope. Invest in the people, not the Pope. And we need those investments to come to us immediately here on the downtown Eastside. And we need to make sure that the people are taken care of in a good way. Because our people know how to do that. Our people know how to do that. They just need to be able to have those support and resources to do that, so that nobody's being criminalized and beaten. I'm shocked this young man got beaten the way he did. And I really applaud him and hold him up for speaking his truth on how he was treated that day by the Vancouver police. That should not happen in any country, anywhere. And that's got to stop. I agree 100%. The Vancouver Police Department has to stop criminalizing the homeless people, or the underhoused, I should say, the people that are here because of other reasons, or some are here for purposes. But the RCMP has to stop abusing their power, exactly. So,
Anybody who walks these streets and find somebody who wants to be here.
thank you, Harsha, for inviting me to speak these few words. And we need to get that message around the world and around the province, around Canada and internationally. And I know Harsha does a lot of international filings to the United Nations. This needs to go there as well. Kuksham and Kuksham.
Thank you, Cookie Judy Wilson, for reminding us that the struggle for land and the struggle for home across these lands is one and the same. With Sowerton strong, downtown Eastside strong.
Social justice warriors, always shouting.
Next up, please welcome Eli on behalf of the Coalition of Peers Dismantling the Drug War.
Hello everyone, and thank you for having me. My name is Eli and I'm a community-based researcher with the Coalition of Peers Dismantling the Drug War, and I'm an organizer with the Stop the Sweeps Coalition and the Vancouver area network of drug users. Our coalition is made up of downtown Eastside community members, housed and unhoused, as well as supporters and organizers from neighborhood groups committed to the cause of drug users, of poor people, and the targets of gendered, racial, and colonial violence. We've dedicated ourselves to exposing and eradicating the city practice known as street sweeps, which is not to be mistaken for street cleaning or for garbage disposal. Street sweeps, in point of fact, refer to the enforcement of a bylaw that forbids people from sheltering in tents or structures on city sidewalks. Every single day, the street sweeps violently evict people sheltering in place and trash the things that they rely on to survive. Tents, food, medicine, all thrown into a dump truck. Our coalition held meetings on the block and conducted research in order to understand the sweeps and to lay them bare. What we exposed were the same ugly set of facts that have the city and the province in a state of total denial right now. Research in other cities tells us that 91% of people who are swept remain outside after bylaw enforcement, and this number is likely even higher here in so-called Vancouver. So if enforcement isn't moving to people into housing, then where are they going? Well, they're going right back down to the block or around the corner or right back to the same spot that they were kicked out of, but this time without the shelter, the medicine, or the irreplaceable possessions that were snatched from them. The city robs people of their time, their energy, and their hope. It corners people into an endless turn of humiliation and dispossession, and it grinds them down to the bone. After years of struggle, the tireless efforts of downtown Eastside community members, the people on this block, brought about the end of the sweeps on July 1st. A tent city formed almost overnight. We tore off the veil that was masking the extent of the housing crisis and confirmed what we already knew, that street sweeps are instrumental in keeping the unhoused community unhoused. By displacing people sheltered on Hastings, the city is really sweeping the housing crisis under the rug. But instead of treating the root cause of the disease, they're punishing the people who are suffering from its symptoms. They're kicking people while they're down. The city panicked and tried tactic after tactic to hide its dirty laundry. The fire order, as you'll hear from other speakers today, is just the latest scheme that they've deployed to bring the sweeps back to Hastings, this time in the form of a manufactured state of emergency designed to scatter the tent city. But the community is not going to roll over. Confronted with threats of violence, abandonment by city services, a brutal police crackdown, and a two-faced bullshit fire order, the Hastings tent city has endured. People on the block continue to treat one another with dignity that the city denies them and to steward their spaces by keeping them clean and safe against all odds. The Hastings tent city is not a problem to be disappeared, and our coalition will continue to struggle in solidarity with the residents of the Hastings tent city until we bring about the conditions that people demand on the people's own terms. Thank you.
Thank you, Eli. As Eli said, we know that poverty cannot and should not be displaced. It needs to be eliminated. The only way we eliminate that is through housing, through services, through safe supply, through dignity for all people on this block. Not through more cops, not through more sweeps. Next up is Edgar. Edgar is a resident of Hastings Tent City. We're going to be hearing from quite a few residents of Hastings Tent City, so please welcome Edgar with your largest, loudest applause.
Hello, Vancouver. I pay homage to the Coast Salish peoples and whose lands we walk upon. I ceremoniously paint and draw on this land every day. 13 years ago, I started creating our space society down where they're building a building there. But the city quashed me because I showed people how to build their own tools for their own sobriety. I'm an addict. Proud to be a fucking addict. Right? They're denying us because we're addicts in Lower East Side. They're denying us a right of personal safety. They're in violation of our constitutional right of safety in Canada. Right? They should be charged. They should be fucking held accountable for their fucking... Right? Because just because we're addicts, we're not job security. Right? We're human beings. We need to build our own tools for our own sobriety. Right? There's tools out there available. They just deny us. Tina Thomas-Shiro won in the court of law. The City of Vancouver, BGH, the Portland House Society are using people as guinea pigs. Right? She proved in the court of law they were using us systematically as guinea pigs for job security. She was paid an undisclosed sum of money in order to shut up and move along. I chose to stay and fight, and to this day I fight. Every day I fight on this fucking street. Right? I paint every day to show people that you can use, just be busy, you can be sober, you can be sobriety, it's available, you just build it yourself. Right? They started taking my shit away from me like 13 years ago, I was in front of the garden. Right? The stuff BPD gets away with is bullshit. Right? I found a human toe wrapped up in duct tape and fucking plastic, dehydrated. They give it to the city worker, put on his hood, took a photograph of it. Right, within 8 minutes, 20 fucking city workers there clean up the rest of the packages along the fence line. Nothing has been made about it. Somebody's family needs to know. Right? Now I've been beaten, I've been shot, I've been left for dead at the Wall Center. My personal right of personal safety in Vancouver has been fucking denied from me. As an addict, everybody's addict. Whoever's an addict in the Lower East Side is at danger because the BPD and the City of Vancouver denies our right of personal safety. There should be a class action suit and these guys should be held accountable. That little girl could be still alive today if they did their fucking jobs.
Vancouver BD, my bum is on your lips. I got you red-handed, beating me down. What a glee, wasn't it, eh? I'll tell you guys what really happened, okay? They talked about some guy throwing some computers. That was already done when I got up there, right? I walked up there, I went up there, I told these guys they can't push me.